So I do worry about the Rockets going forward. I may have just missed on that. Now let's talk Lakers losing the opener to Minnesota. I'm not worried about the Lakers. I don't think. But J.J. Redick, welcome to playoff basketball. He didn't pull enough levers. So unlike the Rockets, the T-Wolves can shoot. In fact, they had 42 open threes. They just got great looks, and they hit a lot of them. But it was more about the Lakers' lack of energy and urgency and especially physicality. You just kept waiting for the Lakers to kind of shift into a second gear, and they never did. So Minnesota is a little like the Baltimore Ravens of the NFL, where they're at their best, sometimes playing ugly, really physical, a lot of tough guys, play with a ton of physicality and energy, and it's not always pretty. You know, the Lakers, when they're at their best with Luka, LeBron, and Austin, it's pretty. They're getting to the free throw line. But the Lakers' big three, Luka, he scored a bunch of points. He had 1 assist. It can't just be points. Austin Reeves, totally out of rhythm. Again, T-Wolves beat up on him physically. And LeBron, I thought he did a job. He's kept waiting for the game to come to him a little bit, and it's like, bro, you look disengaged. And so it was just ugly. And remember, the T-Wolves have played Luka before. This is a really good coaching staff. So, and the other thing that makes you wonder about the Lakers, not everything from the regular season carries over, but a lot does. Like Houston didn't shoot well in the regular season. Houston didn't shoot well yesterday. The Lakers are a bad road team. They were sub 500 on the road. And they just lost home court advantage. Minnesota, like those Ravens, they can win on the road. Why? Because physicality in all sports, like baseball and pitching, physicality in basketball and football travels. All right? So the Minnesota is going to give you a very consistent effort, not to mention Ant Edwards, unlike Ja Morant, has grown, improved. He's more refined. His pacing, his tempo. He's a patient player. So, maybe it's just a bad matchup for the Lakers. I think we're going to get a more physical, engaged Laker team. That's what I think. So no sign of panic. If I'm the Rockets, though, this morning, I don't know if we can beat the Warriors with our half-court offense. The Lakers can run. The Lakers can shoot. The Lakers can play defense. But it worries you a little. Jackson Hayes didn't play much, so Redick he didn't give many minutes. And Minnesota's big to begin with. You take Jackson Hayes off the floor, it's like, do we got a matchup problem for the Lakers? No reason to panic, but here is J.J. Redick after.
We were mentally ready. I thought our spirit was right. I thought even when they made runs, our huddles were great. The communication was great. I'm not sure physically we were ready, and if that makes sense. And really, when they started playing with a lot of thrust and physicality, we just didn't respond immediately to that.
And if you watch that game, this was an easy one to scout. If you had an assignment to scout the game, you're like, Minnesota took the game to the Lakers. And they wanted to be a little ugly. They wanted to be physical. They got size. They got tough guys. So that was totally Minnesota's game. And then when you add in them shooting as well as they did, so, LeBron said after, maybe it just takes us a game to get ready. That's entirely possible. Odds makers are usually not terribly wrong. I mean, they like the Warriors to win it. I'm watching that game thinking, yeah, they had it right. But DiVincenzo, Julius Randle, Ant Edwards, a lot of dudes. Didn't always have to be pretty, but it was not only physical, it was physical and pretty for Minnesota. So that's a little troubling if you're a Laker fan. They play tomorrow night in Game 2. We have all sorts of stuff that has developed. This is, of course, draft week. Daniel Jeremiah, 50 minutes from now, former NFL